I'm Jen,
Tanya.
and what we're going to do is we're going to continue on with the Chum Kiu, okay? So, so far we've gotten up to maybe like a third of the form. I don't want to go on to the kicking yet. I want to explain up to what we've done so far and some of the more basic concepts before we start to continue on with the form, okay? So first, we already know a lot of it is Chum Kiu is about the shifting. And when you do the form, you're going to realize that one thing is you're on one line. The whole form is done on one line, right? Okay, so no matter where you're going, right, you're on one line, right? You're on one line, one horizontal plane. And that's important. That means that this form, when you're facing your opponent, okay. For instance, okay, like let's start with even this basic movement here, right? Here, come up, and then pull, right? This movement here is we know it draws a center line, okay? You also but you also have to because I've studied so many other different martial arts, especially like the Okinawan martial arts. Some of the Japanese styles, especially the more traditional styles, they were all taught originally. It went from China to Okinawa, from Okinawa to Japan, and you're going to see a lot of the similar movements in those forms in Chum Kiu. And and I tell you guys all the time is that Chum Kiu or Wing Chun it's a grab bag of many different kung fu methods and put it into a condensed, simplified version, right? So you're going to see a lot of different elements. So this sideways movement and sideways form, you also see it in the Okinawan forms and also the Japanese form. They have it, their Chum Kiu form is called Nai Hanchi or Nai Fanchi Kata, right? And it's been a long time since I've done that form. I think like 15 years. Right? But you're
20.
She's like, how old are you? But you're gonna see they also draw the center line. But they do it kind of a different way. We start from the bottom and we come up, right, and then pull to the hip. Okay? They do just the opposite, which is they start from the top and then they draw the center line down, right, and then they do the rest of the form. But their form is also, I think this is right. Don't quote me on this form, right? But you're going to also see that this form is sideways, right? It's the same plane, okay. And you're going to see a lot of the same types of the movements in Chum Kiu, like this, right? Okay, like this. Okay, you're starting to see some of the Chinese influence because this was taught to the Okinawans by the Chinese. Okay, that's historical fact. That's not me making stuff up. Okay, you can look it up. So you're going to see a lot of the same movement, especially when you see the hand and the elbow, okay, like this, and also the sideways kind of movement of the form, right? But the way we do it again is this center line draws up, right, and then when we come out, you see that the elbows come one on top, or the forearms come one on top of each other, and then we shift, right? So instead of doing it like this, we do it like this. So you see a lot of the same types of movements. Okay, we do it from bottom coming up. They go from the top going down to draw the center line. So historically, I think it's important that you guys research other martial arts. It gives you a better understanding of your own Chinese boxing, your own Wing Chun, and where it comes from and how it has spread into other aspects of other cultures. I think it's important. So, just this movement here. I'll tell you one little key to it's a secret. It's not really a secret, but I call it a secret. If there's a secret, okay, it's whenever you see your hand come to your hip, or across your body, or one hand goes out, the other hand comes back, like this. Whenever you see this movement, one goes out, one other hand goes back, that always means you have a lapsao. You have a grab. You have grabbed your opponent's arm, right, and pulled it to you. That's what it means. Okay. So when we do this in the form, coming up, okay, a good way to practice, and again, this is just you're learning to move learn the movement. Okay, it's not so much. I don't really care about the specific application. Okay, but we're going to show it to you so that you just start to get to practice. Okay, so what you do is you face your partner. I'm going to give a little angle so that you can see. I'm going to cross arm grab. So I take my right hand, I grab Tanya's right hand. So I'm crossing my body. Okay? When I do this, she's going to take her hands and she's going to use both hands. She's going to draw the hands, come all the way up the center line. See that? You see that? I grab her. She's going to draw the hand up the center line and then pull to the hip. Okay, so you see this hand, pull it all the way to the hip. Yeah. See that? Okay? So she's turned my wrist and she's pulled. No, don't worry about shifting. Okay? You got it? Alright, so she's like this. Alright, so again, I grab, cross arm grab. She draws the center line, brings her hand up and turns her hand to, pulls her hand to her hip, and the other hand goes to my elbow. Right? Got it? Okay. The other side, I grab, she comes up, draws the center line, turns the wrist, lops out. That's the grabbing hand. This hand on top, not below the elbow, okay, because then I can bend my elbow. She wants me on top of the elbow, right? And she wants to lock that hand into place, okay? She wants to bend her knees, she wants to face me. No, don't turn, okay? But she wants to be square to me, okay? Initially, okay? So you want to practice just like this. Don't shift, don't turn, okay? She grabs me, okay? All I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the center line, come up, face her. My hand goes to my hip. This hand goes towards, to her elbow, right? And then I go back. She grabs me. I come up, come to her hip. And you're noticing is when she grabs me, I'm using both hands always in contact of both of her arm. Okay, right? You don't want to do this and then turn the wrist and then try to bring the hand into play like this. Okay, you got it? The whole trip, I want to be in contact of. My hand is in contact with her here. This is the chi sao, right? Chi sao. This right here, this hand is also in chi sao, right? So both hands working in case she tries something else. I don't know what she might try. Yeah, so I got to change, right? So my hands have to both be ready to go, right? Right? And then I come to here. Now, once you get to this position, okay, you notice it can also be this position, right? Right? Make sure why do we turn the wrist up like this? Because you're going to notice her elbow, when I turn it, her palm up. When I do this and pull to the hip, her elbow comes up. Okay? Which makes my job easier, right? But again, there's a lot of detail in just this movement. Okay? One is we talk about the wet towel and the Indiana Jones. Okay? And people, high-level Aikido guys, high-level wrestlers and judo players, and jiu-jitsu guys, they also do this concept. Whether they know it or not, they don't. But they do it. Okay? Is when she grabs me, if I try to do this move and I come up, okay, but there's like a gap here. I'm not attacking her center. I just try to bring my hand up. She feels like she can let go. Anytime she can let go. She can let go of my arm. Right? Which is no good. Right? But when she grabs me, just like our chi sao, when we do chi sao, As soon as I touch her arm, what do? I attack her center with my elbow. She should do the same. So we become what? Like one unit here. Okay? So it's the same concept. She grabs me. Okay? I'm going to grab her. See my wrist here? And the part that's touching her? I grab her. See? I grab her. And I attack her center. Tanya can feel it now. Okay? She can feel my forward intent. Okay? Now when I do this move, even I do it slow, see, it's hard for her to let go. Right? It's hard for her to let go of that hand, that grip. Right? She can't, it's hard, it makes her job a lot harder now. If I don't have that forward intent, when I go up, she can let go of that hand at any time. Yeah, she can just let go. There's no pressure. But if I do this, she becomes stuck to my hand. See? Yeah, she becomes stuck to my hand. Yeah, and then I come to here. Okay? And again, we turn the wrist, pull to the hip, okay, hand behind the elbow, or the forearm across her tricep, back of her tricep here. Okay? And then, once you're in this position, now, what have I done to her? I've turned her sideways to me. This is the Chum Kiu form. Chum Kiu means two things. The reason why it's sideways means I'm either sideways to my opponent, right? I shift to get offline, or I turn my opponent sideways to me. And in this case, right, or in this case, if I grab Tanya, she goes to turn, she's turning me sideways to her. Okay? Got it? And get into a good stance. Yeah. Okay? Got it? So I'm sideways now to her. Okay? Right? If I'm stronger than her, okay, come up, right, and I'm fighting her, say, now what she wants to do is she wants to shift, okay, and use her elbow at all the same time and shift. Yeah, but keep your hand in my elbow. Now just shift. Yeah, okay. Now she's turning herself sideways offline to get me sideways. So she's turning her body, okay, just like in the Chum Kiu form, right? She's shifting so that I go sideways. Okay, got it? So there's two ways to do it, and both ways are right. Okay, so if she grabs me, I come up, and in this case, I don't have to turn. I turn her sideways to me. Okay, if she's strong, right? I'm here. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to use my heels and my forward pressure, right? Because I want to use my body, go into her, right? And I'm going to shift. See? And I shift, and that connects me to my hand, right? So when I shift, her body turns, okay? And I keep that press forward intent, right? And now I can attack her, okay? So when you're practicing this part of the form, it comes into play in a lot of different places, and especially even in your chi sao. Okay, so you can practice it this way. You can practice it this way. We can do it out of dan chi. Let's do it sideways. See, right? Other hand hip. Right. So from here, right? I come in. We're doing dan chi drill, right? And then from here, when I go to punch her, see, she feels all that pressure, so she's going to take it and she's going to get to this position. See? Now to help her, she's going to use her forward intent in her heels and use the Chum Kiu. Yeah, she's going to shift. Okay, and that's going to help her get me off balance and into a position where she can kick, which is also in the form, right? The next part, see my knee? When you do this, you do it sharp, turn sharp and pivot. Yeah, this knee flares out, so it becomes real easy to kick. Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of reasons why you do the shift, right? Okay, but it's important that you start to practice this into your chi sao. You can do it punches, right? You can do it out of here like this, okay, like this. But trying to catch a punch is dangerous, okay? Especially if I'm shifting. See, I'm not facing her. That next punch becomes problems for me, okay? Or she tackles me, it becomes a problem. So I'm not facing her. So trying to catch a punch is gambling, especially if she's fast and she returns the hand. Yeah, see? To say now I'm already in trouble. Okay? So I don't like to do it. Okay? First, just seek a bridge. Okay? Seek the bridge. Alright? Which leads us to the next part. Right? So you're here, right? Then you hear, okay, this part. When you see the hand come out on top of the hand, and this hand replaces the hand comes out. Okay? Just like this. Okay? So this is it's a seeking a bridge form, because why? If Tanya's, let's say she's guarding her center line, right? She's got her hands up, she put one foot in front. Okay? Yeah. Okay? A good boxer is not going to sit there and attack you straight, try to pound their way through the center, right? They're going to do what? They're going to try to angle, get angles on you. They're going to sidestep, right? They're going to try to get different angles on you. Okay? They're going to try to move on you. Okay? So if Tanya's a boxer and she's really good, and okay, now I'm like this. If she jabs and let's say steps out to get an angle on me, no, just step out and then cross. Yeah, see? She wants to get this angle. She's not going to step. She's not going to step. Yeah, like this. Okay? She just hit me. What the heck, Tanya? Okay? So she's not going to sit there in front of you. Okay? She's going to try to get the best angle. Okay? Just like a good fighter should, a good boxer should. Okay? So if I'm like this, see my right foot's in front, and I'm here, okay? But she moves off, right? She steps off. I don't want to stay in this position because I'm vulnerable. So what do? Go slow, step out, okay? Now from here, I want to do what? I want to put the other hand on top and face her and switch my hand, switch my foot. So you see this part of the form. See this? Okay? Just like you turn, right? Or you're like this, right, and you climb up like this. So if we're here and she steps off to the side, okay, she moves to the side, then I face her. She goes the other way, right? I face her. See, my hand goes on top of her, of my arm. She tries to go around me. I shortcut. I go like this. See that? I drop my elbow. Okay. If you want to get incorporated into it, you can also do it with a closed fist, a relaxed fist. This is fine too. You just go on top of your fist. She steps off. I face her. She steps the other way. Okay. I switch my hand. Switch my foot. I face her. Switch my hand. Switch my foot. I face her. Okay. So that this hand is trying to seek a bridge. Seek a bridge to get in. Got it? So that's what the meaning behind this move. Okay. It's learning to seek a bridge, and it's also learning to use the easiest, most efficient way to get to face your opponent while they're moving around. That way you don't have to always face them like this. Okay? Man, there's so much stuff to cover. I don't want to keep going on and on, but even just working on this movement. So practice. Okay? So practice out of your chi-sao. Okay? Right? She punches, right? And then practice different things. See, like if I'm here, she punches, right? We're doing danchi, and I punch, then she's going to learn to shift, right? Okay. Then we go back. Okay. She punches and she comes back, and then I come down and I grab her hand, then she's going to draw the center line, come up, and shift. No, you don't overdo it. You always have to make sure when you shift, you're still facing. You can't do this. I'm not facing my opponent. That's when we do the shifting and everything, right? Okay. Even though the body's going, I'm facing straight. I'm facing. You don't want to bump like this. You understand? Okay. So we're doing dan chi, right? Oh, you punch, right? And then right from here, I grab. When I grab you, draw the center line, and then now from your heels. This should be forward intent. Now just slowly show. Yeah, that's better. See? You got it? And then we come back. Now you don't want to hurt your partner, but you just want to practice. Right? I come in a punch. Turn. Now you shift and use the head. Yeah. Make sure you're facing me. Right? Yeah, that's it. Your hips are attacking me. Your hips are not tagging that way. Your hips should be tagging. Yeah, good. Okay? So there's different ways, and you can practice also out of your chi sao. Different ways to practice. Okay? Again, I don't want you to get caught up in. I don't want you to get caught up in the actual technique. Okay? Because we're going to continue on, and you're going to realize that movement is. There's a lot to it. Okay? This movement. Right? There's a lot of stuff in there, and we're going to try to cover as much as we can. So it's not about the move. It's not about the technique. Okay? It's all about just learning to attack your center line. Learning that when she grabs you, right? You right away you attack her center. You attack her center. You feel that gap. You Indiana Jones. She pushes in. I push back. See? I push back. See, now we're stuck. See this? There's like there's a pressure that you feel. You're feeling my body now, right? Okay, so you have to develop that. You know, she grabs me. I'm not physically grabbing her, but with the touch, I grab her. I grab her that space. I grab her. See, she pushed me. She becomes attached to me here now. See? You get it? Okay, so it's important that you develop that skill. She grabs you, you grab her. She grabs you, you grab her. Okay, and attack the center. And then once you're attached, then you can start to practice the shifting, shift. Okay? Again, we're going to continue on. Okay, so that's it. Good job. Okay? Take care. We'll see you next time.